Okay, I just want to get everybody up to speed on the results that I'm getting from the Summer Shred program. Last week, I lost 1.5 pounds of body fat. My total body weight dropped by about 5 pounds in a single week after introducing the alternate day fasting protocol that I'm doing for Summer Shred. And also, I want to introduce another show sponsor, Swiss Chems. Head on over to swisschems.is, use code RESHAPE, and save $25 on your first order of $100 or more, and get ongoing discounts from our partners over at Swiss Chems. There's a couple of products here that I use from Swiss Chems. The first one is Cardarine, also known as GW501516. That's its chemical code name. That is to help me boost endurance. That helps me to get my cardio in, and it seems effortless. And it also helps to transition my body from more of a sugar burning state to a fat burning state. The other one is RAD140 or RAD140. That one is a SARM or selective androgen receptor modulator. Basically just flips the switches in my body that tell me to build muscle. That is especially helpful in a cutting program or shredding type program like Summer Shred, just because I don't want to lose muscle. I want to lose body fat. So that's going to help me hold on to all of that muscle. Now, this is not any type of advice whatsoever. This is not medical advice. I'm not recommending these products. This is for information and educational purposes only. Swiss Chems is the expert on these things. So if you have questions, they do have live customer service on the website. That's something that I really like about it. And that's swisschems.is. Check the comments, the show notes, or wherever you're listening or watching this. There will be a link that you can use to save, again, $25 on your first order of $100 or more, and get ongoing discounts from our sponsors at Swiss Chems. So that is fantastic. Now, here's what we're trying to do. Okay, a question came in about intermittent fasting. How does intermittent fasting help with weight loss? Two major ways that it does that. One is through lowering calories, and the other is through lowering insulin. So that is a double win, in my opinion. By this time, I'm sure everyone knows you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, period. That's all there is to it. Now, it's not quite as simple as just exercising more or eating less calories, because there are a lot of compensation that takes place. It's possible to lose weight but not lose body fat. So we want to make sure we're losing fat, not muscle, if we are losing weight. Intermittent fasting is great for that because, like I said, it creates a calorie deficit or an energy deficit, but it also lowers insulin. So that, to me, is what makes intermittent fasting or low carb ketogenic style diet more maintainable in the long run and more effective in the long run, because it deals with the root problem, which is blood sugar fluctuations and insulin fluctuations that happen from a high carb way of eating. Now, it's possible to lose weight. It's possible to lose body fat with a low fat approach. But personally, I think low carb is best, just because it helps deal with the root problem, which is most people can't stick to a diet because they're hungry all the time. And a lot of what we refer to as hunger is actually just appetite dysregulation caused by fluctuating blood sugar. The technical term for that is hyperinsulinemia, when blood sugar is high. And then there's this rebound hypoglycemia that happens. That's low blood sugar happens following those carb spikes. So shifting over to a low carb way of eating, I recommend, and this is what I do personally, 25 grams of carbs or less per day during the week. That part's important. We don't have to go keto forevermore. We're just going to do it 5 days at a time. So start by pulling those carbs out. If you're eating cereal for breakfast or bread or sugar in your coffee or oatmeal or any kind of baked goods, Pop-Tarts, etc., hash browns, the list of high carb breakfast foods is endless. If you pull those carbs out in the morning, you're going to continue to burn fat. just like you do while you're asleep. Okay. On a low fat type diet, the only time you ever actually get around to burning body fat is while you're sleeping, because when you go longer between meals, that allows your insulin levels to come down. It's way easier to go from burning dietary fat to burning body fat than it is to go from burning sugar to burning body fat. When you're on a low fat approach, you're eating protein for the fullness and to maintain or build muscle mass, and you're eating carbohydrate as your energy source and keeping the fat really low to create an energy deficit. What happens in that scenario when you run low on carbohydrate, your blood sugar drops, you're either going to be extremely hungry or not feel great, or you're going to tear down muscle tissue and try to make energy out of that. If you do the work to get fat adapted, which is what my fat adaptive strength training or fast track course is all about, again, you can become a client by downloading my app, and I'll even give you a free trial just to check it out, make sure everything's going to be okay for you. But if you're programming your metabolism to stop burning sugar and to rely more on burning fat for fuel, once you make that transition, it's easy to go into a calorie deficit or energy deficit and really burn a lot of body fat, not burn up a lot of muscle. That's something we never want to have happen. So, but those are the ways that it specifically helps with energy, with fat loss, by reducing calories, specifically energy, and in the form of carbohydrate restriction. That is optional energy anyway. That is technically empty calories. So it's going to do that, and it's going to help lower your insulin, which is going to help with energy and appetite and all those great things, and make sure that you're losing fat, not muscle, to get shredded for the summer. All right, that's it for today's video. Don't forget, head on over to Swiss Chems, check them out. And until next time, stay strong and enjoy the journey.